So the only good thing that came from watching this movie is the fact that I never have to watch it again. What's up, guys? Cam here, coming at you with another movie review. Today I am doing Killer Mermaid. I'm continuing on with Bad Movie Month, in which I review terrible movies for your enjoyment. I subject myself to the worst of the worst, and this one is pretty fucking terrible. This movie is directed by Milan Todorovic and stars Christina Klebe and Natalie Byrne as two American girls who go to paradise for a vacation, and it turns out to not really be what they're expecting. Now, the first thing I want to say about this movie is it is very cliche. Of course, you have the two American girls who go on vacation, and of course they encounter some kind of terror, and from then on it's just cliche after cliche after cliche. But speaking of the two American girls, the acting of this movie is awful. The line delivery is awful, especially with the characters who English isn't their first language. They're really, really, really bad. I'm not saying that you can't be a good actor if English isn't your first language. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that their line delivery is just so bad. And of course, with our two main characters, their overall attitude is just whimsical. Like, oh yeah, I have to bring my cell phone with me because I have to work, but oh my god, shut the fuck up! There's a lot of words that I would use to describe the plot of this movie, but the main one that I want to say is convoluted. There are a lot of little subplots here and there that really have no arc whatsoever. Like, one of the main characters used to have a relationship with one of the guys that they meet up with, and they have drunk sex, but there's no arc. It doesn't amount to anything, really. And then there's a girl who's afraid of the water, but whatever, you don't give a shit because it's explained in one scene in the movie, and it's referenced a couple of times, but it doesn't amount to anything. Now, with a title like Killer Mermaid, you'd expect there to be a killer mermaid. But you hardly see her at all. In fact, it's not even the mermaid that kills people. It is somebody else who kills people for the mermaid. And it's like, why would you even name your movie that if it's not the main thing that this movie revolves around? Because, spoiler alert, I don't even give a shit about spoilers in this movie, because this movie is just that bad. The main thing that kills all these people is just a guy. It's just a guy. And there are so many conveniences with the plot that try to tie this guy into other characters of the movie, and it doesn't make any sense. They try to explain it at the end of the movie, at the very end of the fucking movie, but it doesn't make any sense because it is just way too convenient. Now, how is the cinematography? There are a couple of good shots in this movie, namely the really big, wide establishing shots that are showing where these people are. Those are okay, but this movie is littered with pointless shaky cam. I mean, these characters will just be sitting there talking, you know, talking about whatever, and the camera's doing this on them, and it's so distracting. It's like, why would you put shaky cam in a sequence that doesn't require shaky cam? Why is shaky cam even required at all in this movie? There's no suspense, there's no adrenaline, there's nothing going for this movie. It's not intense in any way, shape, or form, so why do you need shaky cam? How about you hire a good cinematographer who knows how to hold the camera steady and show us what's actually happening rather than just have him shake it all over the goddamn place? If I could take this movie and crumple it up into a little ball and throw it across my room into my wastebasket, I would. I hate this movie so much! And this movie is littered with just the dumbest characters I have ever seen. I mean, of course, these characters have to be the cliche, disposable horror movie characters, but they make the dumbest decisions. My leg has a little cut in it. How about we split up in this place where this guy is trying to kill us? Oh no. Why would you split up? You have a tiny cut on your leg that's not really hindering your movement at all. You're just acting like it does because there's a little bit of blood coming out of there. Come on! I mean, these characters are just so dumb. Of course, it has to be the whole, don't go to this place because bad things are going to happen to you if you do. Blood attracts blood. Don't go to this place, but of course they have to because they're the cliche characters who are on vacation and have to explore this place just because. It's just, why? Why? How about you give them a better reasoning for going to this place rather than just, oh, this guy told us not to go there. Better go there. Not to mention this movie is littered. I mean, I'm talking littered with plot inconsistencies. That's what I was talking about earlier with the whole plot points seem to be too convenient, because these plot inconsistencies that just happen to be caught by the people who made this movie, they try to cover it up with these conveniences that don't make any sense. You know, another spoiler alert, because I'm not even going to be doing my top 5 laughable scenes about this movie. I don't give a shit. Spoiler alert, there's not just one mermaid, there's like a whole slew of mermaids out there. And if they all supposedly kill people, then why are there only like 6 people missing in the entire town? Why isn't the entire town on edge from all these mermaids that are gathered around this island who are out there killing people? Why? And why would the mermaids need this guy, this person that this mermaid supposedly fell in love with? Why would she need him to go out and kill people in the first place? I mean, obviously the mermaids don't need any help with killing people because they can do it with their oh-so-effective siren song. Why would they need someone to go out and kill them? Why? For extra food? Why would it even matter whenever there's supposedly hundreds of mermaids gathered around this island? Why would it matter? There's so many inconsistencies in this plot, it gives me a fucking headache! And this guy, this character named Nico, who has this big connection to the mermaids and whatever, the person who's killing the people, he has so many speeches in this movie. There are such long-winded speeches that just stall the movie, and it's like, oh my god, dude, we know, we get it. Don't go to this island. Shut the hell up! And this is probably the dumbest representation of a mermaid that I've ever seen, ever. I mean, this mermaid is in perpetual motion. I am talking like absolute perpetual motion. She comes up out of the water and she's doing this constantly. Just doing this constantly. And then she's grieving over a guy who's supposedly dead. And then while she's grieving over his dead body, doing this. For no reason. Just doing this. And while she's supposedly grieving, and she's, you know, so sad over this guy dying, she screams up at the sky, but it doesn't even look like she's screaming. She's just like, wah, duh, fucking, duh. Everything about this movie is just so stupid. The eventual death of the mermaid has no impact whatsoever. They eventually kill the main mermaid, and they're just kind of standing over there like, huh, looks like we did it. You know, like 4 people died because of us. Well, looks like we killed the mermaid. You know, you would think that this mermaid who's going around killing people, you just killed it, you would think that you'd be a little bit happier than that. Or, at the very least, you would show a little bit of sorrow over the other people that you knew that she killed. Come on! Come on! Guys, I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. It was so painful for me to sit through with the piss-poor acting, the plot inconsistencies, the conveniences, the horrible mermaid. Everything about this movie is just so dumb. Don't watch this movie. Please, for God's sakes, don't watch this movie. If you really want to, it's on Netflix. I mean, if you really want to go out there and subject yourself to such torture, but for God's sakes, don't buy this movie. Don't buy this movie. Don't support these people. I don't want them to make anything else. I don't want them to make any more movies like this. Just please, avoid it. Avoid this movie altogether. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I will see you in my next review.